Have you ever wondered why certain patterns keep repeating in your life? Maybe it's the relationships that end the same way, recurring dreams or challenges that seem to follow you wherever you go. What if I told you that there's an invisible blueprint shaping every thought, decision, and feeling you have? Something buried deep within your mind. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung believed that this hidden force exists and operates in what he called the collective unconscious. Unlike his mentor Sigmund Freud, who focused on repressed personal desires, Jung discovered that we all share a deeper, universal mind filled with symbolic patterns he named archetypes. These archetypes, like the hero, the shadow, and the wise old man, influence how we see the world and shape the way we respond to life's challenges. Understanding these archetypes doesn't just offer insight into your psyche, it holds the key to personal transformation and fulfillment. Today, we'll explore these archetypes in depth. You'll learn how they guide your thoughts and behaviors, often without you even realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll know how to harness these inner forces to overcome obstacles, achieve self-awareness, and transform your life. Stick with me, because this journey into the unconscious mind could change your entire perception of yourself. Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud are two of the most famous pioneers of psychology. But despite their early collaboration, their views on the unconscious mind diverged dramatically. Freud saw the unconscious as a chaotic space filled with repressed desires, particularly sexual and aggressive instincts. He believed that much of human suffering stemmed from these unresolved conflicts. His theory of psychosexual development emphasized how early experiences shape our adult behavior and neuroses. Jung, however, saw the unconscious as something much more expansive. He agreed that repressed personal experiences affect us, but argued that there's also a collective unconscious, a vast, inherited layer of the mind that connects all of humanity. This collective unconscious is filled with archetypes, or universal symbols and patterns, which Jung believed were deeply embedded in our psyche from birth. Jung's ideas weren't just theoretical. He found evidence of these archetypes in myths, religions, and dreams across cultures and time periods. While Freud focused on the individual's internal struggles, Jung sought to understand the human experience on a larger, interconnected scale. So what exactly are archetypes? Think of them as recurring symbols, roles, or characters that exist in the human psyche. They show up everywhere, in ancient myths, fairy tales, religious texts, and even blockbuster films. Here are some of the key archetypes Jung identified. The hero. This archetype represents the part of us that seeks growth through challenge. The hero embarks on a quest, faces trials, and ultimately transforms through their journey. Think of iconic characters like Frodo Baggins, Harry Potter, or even historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr., the Shadow. The shadow embodies the darker, hidden aspects of ourselves, the fears, insecurities, and desires we suppress. It often manifests through inner conflict or external projections. While the shadow may seem negative, Jung believed it holds immense potential for growth if we confront and integrate it. The wise old man. This archetype represents wisdom, guidance, and mentorship. In myths and stories, this figure often appears as a sage or elder who provides crucial advice to the hero. Examples include Yoda from Star Wars or Gandalf from The Lord of the Rings. The persona. The persona is the mask we wear to fit into society. It helps us navigate different social roles, but can become problematic if we over-identify with it, losing touch with our authentic self. These archetypes aren't just abstract concepts. They influence how you perceive the world and shape your choices. often without you realizing it. Archetypes are not just relics of mythology. They're alive and active within you. Let's explore how they manifest in everyday life. The hero's drive. Have you ever been motivated to achieve something despite overwhelming odds? Maybe it was completing a difficult project, starting a business, or overcoming a personal setback. The hero archetype is at play here, driving you to push through challenges and grow. Heroes don't just face external obstacles, they must confront their inner fears and weaknesses. This internal struggle is what ultimately leads to transformation. The shadow's influence. The shadow often reveals itself through emotional triggers. Have you ever strongly disliked someone, only to realize later that their behavior mirrored something you feared or disliked about yourself? This is called projection, and is one of the ways the shadow operates. For example, if you judge others for being lazy, it may reflect your fear of your own perceived laziness. By becoming aware of these projections, you can begin to reclaim the parts of yourself you've rejected. The persona's mask. The persona is the social mask you wear to adapt to different situations. You might present a confident, professional persona at work, but act more relaxed and vulnerable with close friends. While the persona helps you function in society, over-relying on it can lead to feelings of disconnection and emptiness. Have you ever felt like you were playing a role in your life? That's often a sign that your persona is out of balance with your true self. Recognizing these archetypes in your life is the first step toward greater self-awareness and emotional freedom. One of the most important yet difficult tasks in Jungian psychology is confronting the shadow. The shadow contains the parts of ourselves that we fear, deny, or feel ashamed of. These might include anger, jealousy, selfishness, or vulnerability. But here's the paradox. The more you repress these qualities, the more they control you from the shadows. Jung believed that integrating the shadow is essential for personal growth. He famously said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Facing the shadow requires honesty and courage. It involves acknowledging your flaws without judgment and learning to work with them instead of against them. This process can lead to profound transformation, as the shadow often contains hidden strengths and potential. Think about it. What qualities do you most fear or dislike in yourself? What would happen if you stopped running from them and instead explored what they had to teach you? At the heart of Jung's philosophy is individuation, the process of integrating your conscious and unconscious mind to become your most authentic self. Individuation isn't about achieving perfection. It's about wholeness, embracing every part of yourself, including your shadow, anima animamus, and persona. This journey often begins with a crisis or major life event that forces you to reevaluate who you are and what you truly want. During individuation, you may find yourself letting go of old roles, beliefs, and relationships that no longer serve you. This can be a painful process, but it's necessary for growth and self-actualization. Jung developed several techniques to help people connect with their unconscious mind. Here are 3 powerful tools you can start using today. Dream analysis. Jung saw dreams as direct messages from the unconscious. They often contain archetypal symbols that reveal hidden fears, desires, or unresolved conflicts. Start by keeping a dream journal. Write down your dreams as soon as you wake up, even if they seem fragmented or strange. Over time, you'll notice recurring patterns and symbols that offer insight into your inner world. Active imagination. This technique involves entering a meditative state and engaging with archetypal figures in your mind. For example, you might visualize meeting your shadow and having a dialogue with it. Ask questions like, what do you want me to understand? Journaling and reflection. Regular journaling can help you explore unconscious patterns. Use prompts such as, what recurring themes or symbols appear in my dreams or day-to-day experiences? Are there qualities in others that trigger strong emotional reactions in me? What roles do I play in different areas of my life, and are they aligned with my true self? These practices create a space for self-discovery and integration. Jung emphasized the importance of balancing masculine and feminine energies within each of us. He referred to these as the anima, the feminine aspect within men, and the animus, the masculine aspect within women. In modern terms, this is about embracing a full range of human traits. A man might connect with his anima by developing empathy and emotional vulnerability, while a woman might strengthen her animus by cultivating assertiveness and independence. Integrating these energies leads to greater psychological balance and freedom from restrictive gender roles. So how can you apply these insights to your own life? Start by reflecting on the archetypes that shape your thoughts, behaviors, and relationships. Recognize the patterns that have guided your journey so far. Remember, individuation is not about achieving perfection. It's about embracing all aspects of yourself, the light and the shadow, the strengths and the vulnerabilities. As Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Your unconscious mind has been waiting for you to take this first step. Will you answer its call? Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more explorations into the depths of the mind.